Hey everyone, ready to dive into some serious marketing gold. Today, we're ditching the guesswork and getting into the nitty-gritty of what really works, all backed by research.
We're talking about those marketing techniques that have been studied, tested, and proven to deliver results.
That's right. And we're pulling all this goodness from a podcast episode we found super insightful.
The episode is called Unlocking the Secrets of the Most Researched Marketing Techniques. And let me tell you, it's packed with actionable insights.
Oh yeah, it's like a marketing playbook for success.
And one of the most mind-blowing takeaways was that data-driven marketing leads to like 6 or 7 times higher ROI.
Whoa, 6 or 7 times? That's huge. No wonder we're calling this episode Marketing Gold.
It's a game changer for sure, especially in today's fast-paced world. Relying on intuition alone just doesn't cut it. The Source podcast actually made a great analogy about that. They said it's like setting sail without a compass.
Oh, I like that. You might get lucky, but you're more likely to end up lost at sea.
Exactly. And that's where research comes in. It's our compass, guiding us towards effective marketing strategies.
So where do we even begin charting this course to marketing success? Well, the Source podcast highlighted customer segmentation as a major key, and they made it super relatable with this analogy. Imagine you're throwing a party and you invite everyone. It would be total chaos. Not everyone vibes the same way, right?
Right. Not all customers are created equal. Customer segmentation is all about recognizing that and dividing your customer base into groups based on shared characteristics.
So we're talking about things like demographics, buying behavior, interests, that sort of thing, right?
Exactly. The idea is to create targeted marketing messages that resonate with each group's specific needs and desires.
Because let's be real, sending the same generic message to everyone is about as effective as, well, inviting everyone you know to a party and hoping they all have a good time. It's just not going to happen.
And the research backs that up. Did you know that targeted marketing can yield up to 760% more revenue than generic approaches?
Wow, 760%. Now, that's a number I can get behind. But how do we actually achieve that level of targeted magic?
Let's imagine you're a clothing retailer. Instead of sending the same email blast about a new sale to your entire list, you could segment your audience. So like Group A might be young adults who are all about those trendy items. They'd get an email highlighting the newest arrivals, maybe emphasizing style and that social media buzz.
I'm already picturing the Instagram-worthy photos in that email.
Exactly. Now, Group B might be professionals who are more into classic pieces. Their email would focus on timeless designs, quality fabrics, maybe even a discount on tailoring.
Ah, so it's all about tailoring the message to fit each segment's vibe.
Exactly. By speaking their language and addressing their unique interests, you increase the chances of converting them into happy customers.
It makes so much sense. It's not about shouting into the void. It's about having meaningful conversations with the right people about the things that actually matter to them.
You got it. And speaking of connecting with your audience, let's talk about content marketing. Did you know that a whopping 70% of consumers prefer learning about a company through articles rather than ads?
People would rather be educated than sold to.
Yeah.
I'm totally on board with that.
It's about building trust and authority. So instead of constantly pushing your products, think about providing genuinely valuable information. Like if you're a fitness brand, maybe create blog posts with workout routines, healthy recipe ideas, or even articles debunking those common fitness myths.
Ah, so you're positioning yourself as a helpful resource, not just another company trying to make a buck.
Exactly. You stand out from the noise and attract an audience that's actually interested in what you have to say.
Now that's smart marketing. But before we get too carried away with content, let me ask you this. Have you ever been about to buy something online, but then hesitated because you weren't sure if it was legit?
Oh, totally. Especially these days, there are so many brands out there, it's hard to know who to trust.
That's where social proof comes in. It's all about using those testimonials, reviews, case studies to build that credibility and win over those hesitant customers.
Yeah, it's like we're wired to look to others for validation. Think about it. When you're trying a new restaurant, you probably check the reviews first, right?
Absolutely. I trust those reviews way more than any fancy marketing the restaurant could dish out.
Exactly. And studies show incorporating social proof can boost conversion rates by up to 34%. That's huge.
Okay, 34% is nothing to sneeze at. So how do we sprinkle that social proof magic into our marketing? It can't just be slapping a few random testimonials on our website, right?
No, it's got to be authentic. Don't just cherry pick those glowing Reviews showcase a mix that reflects the real experiences of your customers.
Transparency is key, right? Build that trust.
And go beyond just text. Video testimonials are super engaging and believable.
Ooh, yeah, video is powerful. And what about case studies? How do those fit into the social proof puzzle?
Case studies are gold. They show potential customers how your product or service has helped real people solve real problems. Go beyond just saying, our product is great.
Show, don't tell, right?
Yeah.
Give them those concrete examples.
Exactly. Get granular, include those metrics, data points, even direct quotes from your customers.
Love it. Okay, let's shift gears now and talk about something that's all about experimentation and optimization, A/B testing.
Yes, A/B testing, the science of marketing. It's all about removing the guesswork and letting data guide your decisions.
So instead of wondering which headline or image will perform better, we can actually test them out in the real world and see what happens.
Exactly. Let's say you're sending an email campaign. You create two versions of the email, each with a slightly different subject line. You send one version to half your list and the other version to the other half. Then you track which subject line gets more opens.
It's like a head-to-head battle of the subject line.
Exactly. And once you have the results, you can analyze which one resonated better with your audience and use that knowledge for your future email campaigns.
So we're constantly learning and improving based on real data, not just our gut feelings. Now that's smart marketing. And I know the Source podcast mentioned that A/B testing can increase both clicks and conversions.
Oh, absolutely. It's a powerful tool for optimizing every part of your marketing, from your website to your ads to your social media, and it's an ongoing process.
Always testing, always refining. Got it. But we've got one more powerhouse strategy to unpack before we wrap up this part of our deep dive. And it's a big one. Email marketing automation.
Yes. Email automation. It's a total game changer, allowing you to connect with your audience on autopilot, nurturing those relationships even when you're not actively sending emails.
And speaking of game changers, did you catch that stat from the podcast about automated email campaigns delivering a 4,400% ROI?
That's not a typo, 4,400%. But remember, it's not about bombarding your list with generic emails. The magic is in personalization and those behavior-triggered messages.
Okay, now you're speaking my language. Personalization is everything. So how does this all work in practice?
Well, let's say someone signs up for your email list. Instead of just adding them to a generic list, you set up an automated welcome sequence that triggers a series of personalized emails. The first email might just be a simple welcome, thanking them for subscribing.
Make them feel special from the get-go.
Right. The second email could highlight some of your most popular products or content, and here's the key: tailored to their interests based on what they told you when they signed up.
It's like you're rolling out the red carpet for each new subscriber.
Exactly. You can even take it further with those behavior-triggered emails. Like if someone abandons their shopping cart, you can automatically send them an email reminding them about the items they left behind, maybe even offering a little incentive to complete their purchase.
It's like a gentle nudge in the right direction.
Exactly. And there are so many other possibilities with email automation. You can trigger emails based on website activity, purchase history, birthdays, you name it.
Wow, I'm starting to see the potential here. We've covered so much ground already. Customer segmentation, content marketing, social proof, A/B testing, and now email automation. My head is spinning with all these research-backed strategies.
And we've only just begun. In the next part of our deep dive, we're going to explore real-world examples of these techniques in action.
Yeah, wait. It's one thing to talk about the theory, but seeing these strategies in action is going to be incredible. We'll see you back here soon for part 2 of our Marketing Gold Deep Dive.
It's going to be good. Welcome back. Before we jump into those real-world results, there's one thing from the last section I want to touch on again.
Oh, what's on your mind?
It's about those impressive ROI numbers we were talking about with email automation.
Right, 4,400%, that's a hard number to ignore.
Exactly. But it's important to remember that automation is just a tool.
Not a magic solution.
Right. The goal is to enhance that customer experience, not bombard them with irrelevant messages.
So we're using automation strategically.
Yes. Think of it as a way to scale that personalized communication, but not to replace the human touch altogether.
So even though they're automated, those emails still need to be well-crafted and resonate with the audience.
Absolutely. Think about that abandoned cart email we talked about. It should feel like a helpful reminder, not a pushy sales tactic.
Makes sense. So are you ready to see how this all plays out in real life? Those case studies from the podcast were pretty inspiring.
Let's dive in. The Source podcast had some great examples of businesses, big and small, using these strategies and getting amazing results.
Okay, lay it on me. Which case study stood out to you?
Well, there's one that really highlights the power of combining multiple strategies. It's about a company that makes eco-friendly cleaning products.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
They were having trouble standing out. Their products were great, but the sales weren't reflecting that.
It's a tough market for sure. So how did they turn things around?
They went all in on the techniques we've been talking about. First, they really dug deep into understanding their target audience, through customer segmentation.
So they figured out who they were actually trying to reach.
Right, and they found two main segments, environmentally conscious millennials and then busy parents who were looking for natural cleaning options.
Two very distinct groups, for sure.
Exactly. With that knowledge, they revamped their whole content marketing approach. They started creating blog posts and social media content specifically for each segment.
Ah, so tailoring that content to each group's interests.
Right. For those millennials, they focused on trendy visual content that emphasized the sustainability and ethical sourcing of their products. And for the busy parents, they created content about quick and easy cleaning tips using natural ingredients.
I love that. It's all about providing value, not just pushing products.
Absolutely. And they didn't stop there. They used A/B testing to refine their website and email campaigns.
Testing those headlines and calls to action.
Exactly. They wanted to know what was really resonating with each segment, and then they really leaned into social proof.
Encouraging those reviews and testimonials.
Exactly. They even partnered with some influential mommy bloggers to showcase their products in a relatable way.
Smart move. That's some serious social proof right there.
And the results were incredible. Website traffic doubled, their email list grew like crazy, and most importantly, their sales skyrocketed.
Music to my ears. It's so inspiring to see these techniques come together and create such a powerful impact. But was there one secret weapon? Like one strategy that really drove those results?
Well, that's the interesting thing. There wasn't just one magic bullet. It was the synergy of all those strategies working together.
Ah, so the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Exactly. It shows that marketing isn't about finding that one silver bullet. It's about taking a holistic approach, using research and data to guide your strategy.
I love that. It's not about following the latest trends. It's about understanding what works and why.
And you know what I think is the most exciting part of all this?
Okay, tell me.
We've talked about these amazing techniques, but the real magic happens when you start applying them to your own unique business and audience.
I'm ready to get to work.
Mm.
But where do we even begin? It can feel a little overwhelming.
That's a great question. Let's shift gears now and dive into some practical takeaways you can implement right away.
Okay, I'm all ears.
First things first, if you're not already, start collecting data. It's the foundation of everything we've been talking about.
Right. Data is our compass. But for those of us who aren't data experts, any advice on how to even get started?
You don't have to be a data scientist. There are tons of tools out there that make it easy to collect and analyze data, even for beginners.
Okay, that's reassuring.
Yep.
Any specific tools you'd recommend?
Google Analytics is a great place to start. It's free, and it gives you tons of information about your website traffic.
So we can see where our visitors are coming from, what they're doing on our site, all that good stuff.
Exactly. And for social media, most platforms have built-in analytics dashboards that give you data on your followers, engagement, reach, all that.
So we can see what type of content is resonating, when our audience is most active, that kind of thing.
Exactly. So once you have that data, what's the next step?
Let's talk content.
You got it. Use that data to create content that your audience will actually love. Think about what they're searching for, the problems they need solutions to, the questions they have.
It's all about being strategic, not just creating content for the sake of creating content.
Right. And don't be afraid to experiment with different formats. Blog posts, videos, infographics, even podcasts.
So many options.
Yep.
Okay, what about social proof? Any tips for making that work for us?
Be proactive. Make it easy for customers to share their positive experiences, add review widgets to your website, send follow-up emails after purchases, maybe even run contests or giveaways.
Love it. Don't just wait for it to happen. Go out and get those testimonials.
And once you have them, showcase them. Feature them on your website, your landing pages, your social media, everywhere.
Let those happy customers sing your praises. Okay, what's next on our to-do list?
Don't forget about A/B testing. Experiment. Let the data guide your decisions. Test everything: headlines, calls to action, images, email subject lines.
Plus test.
The more you test, the more you learn. And remember, email automation can be a game changer.
Okay, any final tips on that front?
When you're setting up those automated email sequences, Think about the whole customer journey.
From the moment they sign up to hopefully becoming a loyal customer.
Exactly. Create welcome emails, abandoned cart emails, post-purchase emails, and of course, personalize, personalize, personalize.
This has been so helpful. I feel like I've learned so much about how to use data and research to drive real results.
It's been my pleasure, but hold on, there's one more crucial element we need to explore.
Ooh, there's more. I'm intrigued. Tell me everything.
We've talked about data, content, social proof, A/B testing, email automation, but all of these strategies come back to one fundamental principle:
There you're right.
understanding your audience.
So it all circles back to knowing who we're talking to.
Exactly. But we're not just talking about surface-level demographics. We need to understand them on a deeper level. We'll dive into all that in the final part of our deep dive.
I can't wait. This is getting good.
Hey.
We'll be back soon for the final part of our research-backed marketing deep dive,
We're back for the final part of our marketing deep dive.
where we're uncovering the secrets to really connecting with your audience.
We've covered so much already: data, content, social proof.
A/B testing, email automation,
It's been a whirlwind of marketing knowledge.
but all those tools and strategies.
They're only as effective as the strategy driving them, right?
Exactly. And the key to any good strategy is,
Understanding your audience.
that's it. But not just on a surface level.
We need to go deeper.
Get into their heads a little bit.
Understand their motivations.
Their desires, their pain points.
What makes them tick.
Because when you really get your audience
You can create marketing that resonates with them.
on an emotional level,
And that's when the magic happens.
when you connect with people's emotions, you create a bond that goes beyond just selling them something,
It's about building relationships.
not just transactions.
Think about some of the most successful marketing campaigns you've seen.
I bet they made you feel something.
Exactly. Whether it was a heartwarming story or a sense of humor.
They evoked an emotional response.
And that's what makes them memorable.
So how do we tap into that emotional connection?
It starts with empathy.
Putting ourselves in our audience's shoes,
Seeing the world from their perspective,
asking ourselves what are their hopes and dreams,
their fears, their frustrations.
their values, their beliefs.
The more we understand our audience as people.
The better we can connect with them through our marketing.
Okay, so how do we do that in practice?
Give me some examples.
Let's say you sell travel insurance.
Yeah.
Instead of just listing features and benefits,
Right.
you could tell a story about a family whose vacation was saved by travel insurance.
So you're painting a picture,
Exactly. You're selling peace of mind.
not just an insurance policy.
Or imagine you're a company that sells organic baby food.
Okay, I'm following.
Instead of just focusing on the nutritional value.
You could create a campaign that celebrates the joy of parenthood,
Exactly. You're tapping into that emotional core.
creating a connection that goes beyond just buying baby food.
You're building a community.
I'm seeing the power of this.
But we have to be careful.
Oh, right. We don't want to come across as manipulative.
Authenticity is key.
People can spot a fake from a mile away.
Exactly. Be genuine.
Operate with integrity.
Don't try to trick people.
Build genuine connections.
Based on shared values and understanding.
This has been incredible.
We've covered so much ground.
From data to content.
Social proof to email automation.
And now the psychology of emotional connection.
It's been quite a journey.
I feel like I have a whole new understanding of what marketing can be
I hope you feel equipped to take these strategies.
and apply them to your own business. But before we go,
I want to leave our listeners with one final thought. The world of marketing is always changing.
new platforms pop up all the time.
Trends come and go.
Consumer behavior is constantly evolving.
So stay curious.
Keep learning.
Never stop experimenting.
Don't be afraid to try new things.
Challenge the status quo.
Think outside the box.
But most importantly,
Never lose sight of the human element.
marketing is about connecting with people.
So be authentic.
Be empathetic.
Create marketing that makes a difference.
And remember,
The best marketing doesn't feel like marketing at all.
it feels like a genuine connection.
A shared experience.
A conversation.
Until next time, happy marketing, everyone.